We're going.
And we are live on Facebook. Yay!
That was easy, wasn't it?
Oh my God, are you talking about like that everything can be ease, joy and glory?
Totally ease, joy and glory. Yes, that's how we roll.
So first and foremost, welcome to everyone who's watching us on Facebook. This is my amazing friend who I absolutely, I want to say that when I saw you, my whole world expanded and I had this sense of joy when I met you.
Yep.
So, yeah. And yeah, so we're going to talk about something today. This is totally up for me, Mark, at the moment. I was used to judgment and used to criticism and used to, and lately there's so many people in my life calling me and ringing me and going, "Hey, Rachel, I'm so grateful for you. Oh my God, I'm so grateful that you're in my life." And I'm like, oh, okay. So let's talk about that let's talk about this from, I get what it's like for a woman. What's it like for a man? What do you know? What would you like to say?
Oh, look, gratitude. It's funny. That's it's been something which has been pinging with me a little bit lately when you got a lot of stuff going on and you do, or you may go into that space of judgment and, oh, I'm not doing this right, or these people are being annoying, and am I being the one annoying? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I always talk about the judgment Olympics. Like, I'm always top three on the podium when it comes to that. But that little thing called gratitude can just stop, I suppose, having a breath and just looking around and then like going, you know what, things aren't that bad, and how grateful am I? And just by using that word, you can change whatever story it is you've made up in your head in an instant. And it's another one of those very simple tools. We all know it. And it just changes it. It changes everything as soon as you do it and you actually go, you know what, I'm actually grateful for this person or this situation, or choosing what I've already chosen and where I'm on the way to. So, yeah, gratitude. She's a good one, that one.
It totally is. Can I ask you something?
One thing.
I wonder if you can hear it.
Yep.
Just one thing. So if I have a son, and obviously I have a son and I have male friends and I have people in my life. And what I want to ask you is that what I've noticed with working with men is that your judgment of yourselves, it's something that you're judging that's actually a strongness and a gift and a capacity and an ability. So what is it that I can be? What is it that I can be for you, or be for any man in my life, that doesn't buy into this wrongness, that doesn't buy into this judgment, and is just a space that's not pushy, but a space of just like, hey, what is it? What is that? What is that contribution?
I think a lot of stuff which I talk about, whether it be with the other gentlemen or just, actually I was having a chat today with another guy, John Davis, here in Australia, and a lot of stuff for me just comes back to that other amazing book out there, Just Be You. You know, whatever's light for you, whatever brings you joy, whatever makes you happy, and if it is a contribution, you know, and if it's a space of what you can be for a man or something like that, you know, like it's entirely you, just whatever that is, and then you know, if that's something a man's interested in or can see that that's going to contribute to him, it's a no-brainer. It's simple. If he doesn't like it, if it's not a contribution, if he's not an allowance of you being you, what's fun for you, what's light, what's happy for you. Well, the other choice has to be made there. But that's where we complicate a lot of things, I believe. And I'm definitely not perfect and have the wow moments and call the wambulance, as they say, and all that sort of stuff. But when you stop for a second, or slow down for a second, and you just go to that space of gratitude, and you go to that space of me being me. Oh, look at that. I've got another call coming through. And anyway, it's like in the ears as well.
Yeah.
But when you go to that space of, just being grateful for things and acknowledging the gift that you are, and that gift isn't always going to sit well with someone else or other people in your life, or, hey, maybe even your family, funnily enough. But just not, we talk about, and I'll drop a few little Return of the Gentleman cliches here, cutting parts of yourself to fit Go for it.
No, I just want to say, for those of you that don't know, Mark facilitates a class called Return of the Gentleman, the gift of having a gentleman in your life. And the tools that he talks about are a turnaround for any man who's out there who's like, I'm wrong. So now he's going to give you some tools. And not only does this empower men, as a little girl growing up, one of my jobs was to make the men around me happy. I particularly had not so fun men in my young childhood life. And so one of my jobs was, if I didn't do that, or if I didn't keep them peaceful, or if I didn't, I want to say, keep them soothed in some way, that there would be a repercussion for that. So the friendships that I have turned to now, like what we have together and what you guys are looking to be in the world, has completely, I just want to say, transformed my reality. So Mark is about to talk us through some of and also, if you get anything from this live with the two of us, get the level of ease that he functions from, the level of peace that he has, so go for it.
All right. Thank you. Like I was getting into, cutting parts of yourself off to fit in that box of someone else's on how they want you to be, on how you think you're supposed to be. We talk about things like how you should or how you're supposed. I'm supposed to do this because I'm the man. I'm supposed to be the provider, and just by taking on those roles, which it's a learnt thing. I know my father was a provider. He was a great father too. But he really took on that role of, I'm here to provide for my family, to never put myself first. And I did an intro actually in Budapest, and this had never come up to me with anything ever, even in some of the classes we did. And it all of a sudden pinged with me that after learning the Access tools and reading the Gentleman's Club and Return of the Gentleman, my father was a provider. He looked after his family. He got it financially stable. At 54, he retired from his job, which was a very young age.
Very young.
And within 3 months, he was dead. So it was almost that thing where I'm the man, I'm the provider, I'm the husband, the children are educated, the wife's looked after, the legacy is left, so to speak. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with myself now. And so, sorry to put it down.
Wow. But it's not putting it down, because it's actually what occurs. It's actually, I've seen it. Like, I have a friend of mine in the Netherlands, and her father retired, and he's gone through the same thing. It's like, and I it's so funny. We haven't talked about this before. I actually had this as a woman as well. My children are 26, 21, and 20. And when they all started living their own lives and they were looked after, I had these kids that were swimming, and then it was like, Jesus Christ, what do we do now? So oftentimes we haven't been shown how to generate and create our lives. And that's really what you guys are about. It's about and when I look at your dad, my heart opens, because you can sense the level of caring that he had for his children, and like how genuinely a lot of us are looking to give our children a greater life, greater possibilities. And here's this energy of he's gifting to everyone. And who am I? The question I had to ask, and I'm sure you had to ask this too, is who am I when I'm not giving? Like who? Like when I when I haven't got the job, like, I mean, who am I now? And it's amazing that. Wow! Thanks for telling us that. It's just, it opens the door.
And I suppose by even taking on that role which he had then, and knowing what I know now with the tools and that sort of thing, so it's just another choice then, isn't it? I may have taken this father, supportive, provider role on. I've actually accomplished that, got to where I think I've done what I need to do. But hey, now I can make another choice and do something totally new, it's not something which men of his generation did. On the, whatever you are, the tradesman, the office worker or something, you work for 30, 50 years and then you retire. You don't variation. But knowing what we know now, and anyone who's watching this is obviously, I'd like to think, heard of access consciousness, or maybe know some of the tools, or maybe not. But it's that simple word, and I talk about it all the time. It's just choice. It's just another little choice. It's just what's next? What's next? What can I choose now to create something better than what I had 10 seconds ago? So
I'm so grateful, because what we're talking about here are the tools of access consciousness. And I've only just really got who am I and what grand and glorious adventures can I have today? Who am I and what grand and glorious adventures can I have today? Who am I and what grand and glorious adventures can I have today? And here I am, I asked this question, and here I am talking to someone that really inspires me in the world with what he's willing to create. And guys, one thing I would say is that get support. Like you were just talking to another guy, John Davies. I was talking to people this morning in the UK about some classes. And so it's like it all adds to your life when you have the support to go beyond the what would you call it? Go beyond the box. Like, you're recreating your life, you're generating your life. I'm 47 years of age, and I really think I've just started. I'm moving to the UK. You know what I mean? There's a new phase of my life, whereas years ago, a lot of the women still in Ireland go part-time when they come to 47, when their kids get older, because they don't need as much money now, because they haven't got the education. And these are all fixed viewpoints and fixed realities that we don't have to function from. And what you're bringing here with the gift of the gentleman is you're breaking the mold of the definitions about what it is to be a man. What does it mean to be a man? And you're saying, hey, hang on a second, there's something different here.
Exactly. And a big part of what pings with us a lot in the class, and actually what really changed a lot of things with John, who I mentioned earlier, was that raising the next generation of gentlemen and ladies, like I said before, I was fortunate enough to have an amazing father. I know there's, and I've got friends whose fathers weren't the best role model, so to speak, and uncles and that sort of thing really weren't someone they wanted, it
to
was
be
the
around.
direction,
Yeah.
totally, to even just be around and giving them, letting them know that there's always another choice, and just because this is what you've grown up in doesn't mean that you have to go down that same road, so to speak. So it's all out there, and from with regard of raising the next generation of ladies, I have a 14-year-old daughter. So the biggest thing from that point of view to me is obviously knowing that she's not just
You can say it.
No, she's not. Her position isn't just to, be the traditional role which her mother does in a lot of ways and that sort of thing. But then also to know what a gentleman is and how she should be treated. And you hear so many things, and I'm sure it's not just in Australia with domestic violence and this might be going to the extreme a bit, where these people sometimes, they know no different. This is how they grew up. They don't realise how they should be treated, can be treated, and like I said, should be treated, that they are who they are, these ladies, and there's, they should be treated like a lady and empowered to be whatever they want, do whatever they want as well. So that's something which I know Saul and Romain, a couple of the other gentlemen, have boys, and I really, take that spot as not that role, but hey, we want our young girls to know how they should be treated and the gift that they are as well. So, yeah.
Thanks so much for saying that. This is something that you naturally be. I'm around you, and I know even like we were in the last time I saw you, we were in the castle in Italy, and you were like, "Hey Rachel, would you like to sit down?" Or "Hey Rachel," and those simple gestures. There's a level of honor, just opening the door for me or whatever it is. There's just this level of honor, and there's a level of honor too. In what you can be for me and what I can be for you, with no expectation projection, with no, this is the way it has to be. And also, I mean, there's a 2-day class coming up in London. And also, one of the things that I'm looking forward to in this class is that the way that men generate their lives and women generate their lives is very different energetically. I've only really looked at that in my own life recently. And also that I'm not wrong for the way that I generate, and that you're not wrong for the way that you generate, and that we are different energetically. There is a different functioning of men and women, and this class will. I can't wait, because we're going to have 4 of you: Romain Petty-Jean, who I adore. We have Hannes Talman, who I have known for 7 years now, and is nothing but he is a walking, talking gentleman from the way he walks over. I was working one time with him, and he just walks over and goes, "Hey Rach," immediately, and we've Sue Wynne Jones. So, and we've got Mark Kerr. So we will have four men to be with and to receive from for 2 full days. So I'm excited. How does it get any better than this?
So it's great whenever the 4 of us get together. I mean, we've sort of been having, our meetings, and from day one, actually, every time we get together, it's, we may not have spoken for a while, or, we're all in different parts of the globe and that sort of thing. But it's just a real lightness and joy when we get to have a bit of whether it's just a meeting, or we, do a Zoom, or, we were lucky enough to jump on with Dane the other month, and that was just so much fun. There's a lot of lightheartedness and just, they talk about having people's backs and yeah, they're great. They're great. So looking forward to everyone.
And what I would like to say is, what would it take for the world? We have a caring and an honour of each other. There's a crew of us that really function from this space of contribution and honouring each other. And even if I'm an asshole, which I can be, I will completely go, hey, you know what? Sometimes I've old behaviours that are shitty and destructive. I do not want to create that future that won't occur again. This is really about coming out of any old beliefs, any old behaviours, and continuously going, no, I'm not going to be that in the world. I am choosing to function from honour, no matter what. It's not about me. I am choosing to function from gratitude, and I am choosing to honour the women in my life and honour the men in my life, and, get on with what we came here to have, which is a life of ease, joy and glory.
Exactly. Exactly that. And yeah, we cover heaps of stuff like that. The 5 elements of intimacy, and a lot of guys, I suppose, have either think they've had to take on the role of the loudmouth, so to speak, alpha male who everyone has to know when he's in the room, or the chest puffer, as I sometimes call them, or the other end of the scale, the sensitive new age guy who, sheds a tear quicker than his little sister. So, it's honouring yourself too, and not being that pushover, and respect for yourself. And hey, this is me. Not everyone's going to like it, but let's get on with it and see what we can create. So, yeah.
This is me. I'm exactly who I'm meant to be. Oh, this is me. So enjoy. I hope you enjoyed our impromptu. He just popped up and was like, "Hi," and I said, "Come on, let's have a conversation."
Exactly.
Follow the energy.
Sitting here drinking the Noosa Land and Sea beer, and all of a sudden I was live on the world. What do we got? 6,000-7,000 people watching us, or
what would it take?
Exactly.
I adore you. Thanks for being in the world. I'll see you soon.
You will.
How
Thank you,
does it get
everyone.
any better than this? Check out, and Dane Kerr, big thanks to Dane Kerr for Return the Gentleman. Get that book. If you're a woman or a man, this is something that you actually require. The information in here will transform your life and your relationship with yourself.
Totally. returnofthegentleman.com and the Gents Club on Facebook. That's all the promotional stuff I can think of at the moment. But thanks very much, Rach. It's been great, and to all the viewers and that sort of stuff. So done.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Thank you.